Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday morning, March 11th. We're looking at the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And right now, the bulls deserve a standing ovation as they are looking to come out of the gate, gapping higher, attempting to start making their move to the all-time high. Something very interesting with a bunch of daily highs right around each other. We'll get to that in a moment. Right now, the Russell, they're also right at the top of yesterday's range, possibly with a small gap. There's 75 minutes to go prior to the opening. Triple Qs, same. They're above yesterday's high, but not as much as SPY and ESR. Now, right now we have, with 75 minutes to go, about $1 gap. Right? So we're going to have gap rules applying and balance rules, which we'll go over in a second. The one interesting note, now we still have 75 minutes. The volume's a 500,000. We'd like to see that volume be minimum of 1 million to 2 million, which we've had lately. The higher we go, we don't want to see volume start to get cut off by higher prices. Now, destinations on the upside. So right now, since we're looking at gap high, remember we were 11 wide yesterday, and where we closed was going to be an upside destination. That now becomes a downside destination. Yesterday's high will also be an upside destination. Well, I'll give it to you on both sides. 391.40 is yesterday's high. Now, here's the interesting thing, which I'll give the numbers, and then on the chart you could see clearer. We have a bunch of daily highs and one weekly high that are all within about $1.26 of each other. So it's going to be interesting if we could set those all off and what happens above that, because above those we have nothing until the all-time high. So 391.40 is yesterday's high. Then we have 391.88 daily high, 392.23 weekly high, and that's the top of our 3-week balance high, since we're back into balance now. And then 392.38 daily high, 392.66 daily high, 392.85 12 wide from February 16th, and 393.29 afternoon rally high from the 16th. And then we have the all-time poor high and the overnight all-time high. So we have 5 highs, 4 daily highs, and 1 weekly high within $1.26 of each other. It's going to be interesting if we could take those all out in one shot. For the downside, and right now, let me see. And then look at the overnight high. So give me 1 second. Right now, the overnight high is 392.67, which is remarkably 1 penny above those 5 highs. Pretty amazing, isn't it? So, right? So mechanical. For the downside, we're going to use yesterday's high if we gap higher of 391.40. Then we don't have anything. I'm looking at the overnight low. Well, we have 389.68, which is the 11 wide. And then we have 389.10, which is our overnight low. So if the gap is to fill and we get acceptance into yesterday's range, once again, there's not a lot until we get more market-generated information to the downside. Game plan for this morning. Well, if we have a gap, see, this is where gap rules and balance rules, they clash, and you have to be careful. I just said there's 5 highs, 4 daily highs and 1 weekly high, real close to each other. Well, the higher we go, the closer we're getting to that 392.66 level, which is the 5th of those daily highs. The balance high for the weekly is 392.23. We're trading there right now. So do we want to be a buyer? Even though the gap isn't as big, right? It's only $1. So that's on a normal gap, I would be looking to buy right away. But with a gap that's going to be right up against a balance high and against all those daily highs and week 1 weekly high, the question is, do we want to do that? That's the question. And I'm not sure. Now, if we gap, say, 30, 40 cents, and now we have targets to the upside, then I don't mind doing that. My risk reward is good. If the gap gets filled, them out. And if we go back up, maybe we go get all those targets. So if we open around those targets, I am not looking to take. along, even though the gap's not that big because of the reasons I gave you. In fact, if we open and take out all those daily highs and that one weekly high and don't get any extension, might actually take a short against that to see if they pull back the first time. And again, if the gap is 30, 40 cents, I'll take it out if the gap fills to see if we go get those targets. We're starting to get a pretty wide pock up here, as you can see, pre-market. Again, early plays in CamelbackTrading.org's voice channel room, where the profile's being live streamed all day and you're getting play-by-play ideas. And then on the charts, so here's this, even though the profile is an MRI, it might be a little more visual on the charts what I'm talking about. So now we're in a 3-week balance since we took out last week's high. The top of that is 392.23. We're trading at 392.30. So if we take it out, the question is, right, balance rules. Are we going to take it out and stretch it just a little bit and come back in? Are we not going to even get it and then roll over? Or are we going to go through it and not look back? Well, if that's the case, then we're going to go get the all-time high, either today or tomorrow. Those are the things you have to look at. And that's why balance rules apply as well as gap rules this morning. And then on the daily, we'll one-time frame it up for 4 days. This will be the 5th. Again, the top of, remember that whole big balance we had here? Well, the top of it is 392.23. If we get acceptance above there, then there's that next balance, that big balance, which leads to the all-time high. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.